K-Krush, the prototype. Ron Killings didn't come into wrestling the traditional way. He was a former rapper, former breakdancer, and by his own admission, someone who didn't even grow up watching wrestling. But once he found his way into the business in the late 90s, his charisma was obvious. As K-Krush, Killings worked through indie promotions and Memphis Championship Wrestling, and eventually caught the eye of WWE's developmental system. K-Kwik, the tag team rapper. In 2001, WWE did give him one shot on the main roster. They paired him with Road Dogg, another guy who liked to rap his way to the ring. This was WWE's attempt to plug Killings into a more energetic, crowd-pleasing tag team. And to be fair, it worked for a moment. The entrance got a reaction. Fans responded to the "Get Rowdy" chant. It felt new. But the in-ring push never matched the presentation. The team barely lasted. Road Dogg got suspended. K-Kwik got left in the cold. And within months, they released him. Most wrestlers disappear at that point, but Ron Killings was just getting started. Ron, the Truth. Killings, TNA's unfiltered main eventer. When Ron Killings showed up in the early days of NWA-TNA, he wasn't doing goofy catchphrases or rapping to the ring. He was angry, he was intense, and he had something to say. As Ron, the Truth Killings, he cut blistering promos about racism in the industry, the politics of pro wrestling, and how he was never given a fair shot. In 2002, he made history by beating Ken Shamrock to become the first recognized African-American NWA World Heavyweight Champion. That wasn't just a feel-good stat, he earned it. He was a believable main eventer in a time when TNA was still figuring out what it wanted to be. He feuded with Jeff Jarrett. He worked with AJ Styles. He even formed the 3 Live Crew with Conan and BG James, blending his rap charisma with a legit push. This version of Killings proved he could carry a brand. If WWE didn't see it before, they'd be watching now. RTruth emerges. WWE Return. When he returned to WWE in 2008, it was as a new man, a complete rebrand. The entrance was the first thing that stood out. He didn't just have theme music, he was the theme music. He'd rap himself down the aisle yelling, "What's up?" while fans yelled it back. It turned every entrance into a mini performance. In the ring, he was reliable, fast, agile, always selling big and throwing unorthodox offense that popped the crowd. But the company still didn't pull the trigger on a serious push. Instead, RTruth floated in the mid-card, winning matches on main event, dropping promos in backstage skits, and occasionally popping into tag team storylines. He wasn't positioned as a future world champ, but something was brewing. You could feel it. Heel Truth and the Awesome Truth. Then came the heel turn, and RTruth finally got weird. In 2011, Truth snapped. He started ranting about conspiracies, accusing WWE management of holding him back, and, most notably, refusing to perform for crowds unless they stopped booing him. He walked out in jeans, smoked cigarettes, and talked to an invisible child named Little Jimmy. It sounds ridiculous, and it was, but it worked, and suddenly, he was in the main event. He even challenged for the WWE title at Capital Punishment in a solo main event against Cena. Pairing him with The Miz as the Awesome Truth pushed it even further. They weren't just another tag team. They felt like rogue agents. They attacked The Rock and John Cena and main evented Survivor Series 2011 in Madison Square Garden. The Awesome Truth eventually broke up and RTruth's push faded. But this stretch proved he could be more than just a mid-card rapper. Comedy RTruth. When WWE pivoted him back to a babyface, they didn't try to make him serious again. They let him be funny. One week, he was in a ladder match he wasn't booked for. Next, he was trying to pin Paul Heyman mid-promo. And somehow, none of it felt forced. He held the 24/7 title over 50 times and somehow made each win entertaining. A joke title, introduced without fanfare, instantly became must-see content the moment RTruth won it. Because he didn't just win the title, he ran with it. Disguising himself as a woman, tricking Jinder Mahal on a golf course, Every week, Truth found fresh ways to reinvent the same beatdown, the same backstage chase, the same 3-second pin. That's not just comedy, it's craft. For a solid 2 years, he was the 24/7 division, and fans never wanted it to end. Veteran RTruth. By 2022, the 24/7 title had run its course, and Truth's appearances became more spaced out. But that didn't matter, because by now, RTruth had become something else, a veteran people were always happy to see. He'd show up in a Royal Rumble, make everyone laugh, and get eliminated in 60 seconds. Or drop in during a Miz promo and completely derail it, in a good way. At this stage, he's not here to chase titles or climb rankings. He's here to elevate segments, to give the crowd a moment they didn't expect, to play the fool so someone else can look like a star. And make no mistake, that takes skill. Truth didn't need a belt. He just needed 30 seconds and a mic, and the whole arena is chanting, "What's up?" again. He's no longer the angry rookie, the TNA World Champ, or even the paranoid heel. He's something more rare, a locker room legend who never stopped being over. The return of Ron Killings. Just when everyone thought RTruth had his final match in WWE after reportedly being released, he flipped the script. Again. It started at Saturday night's main event. John Cena was defending his title, and Truth, he was the opponent. A match nobody saw coming, but everyone respected. He lost, but it felt like a send-off, a way to tip the hat and walk out quietly. Truth announced via social media he would not be returning to WWE, which drew a very strong reaction from the WWE Universe, who voiced their displeasure. Then came Money in the Bank. Cena and Logan Paul taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. And out of nowhere, through the crowd, comes a man dressed in all black. He tackles Cena, levels him with the championship belt. The crowd exploded. Not for the betrayal, but for the return of their beloved superstar. The next night, he appeared again. He climbed onto the announce desk and said the words that reset everything. "I'm not a gimmick. I'm not a punchline. I am Ron the Truth Killings. And the truth has set me free." This wasn't RTruth anymore. This was Ron the Truth Killings. He's not chasing the 24/7 title anymore. He's not doing skits. He's rewriting his own final chapter. And if this version holds, it might be his most powerful one yet. That's every version of Ron Killings explained. More deep dives like this are on the way, so hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.